Hey guys, welcome to Online Tech Guru. In this series of videos, I'll walk you through most of the commonly used Unix commands, starting from the basic ones like copy, ls, move, to the more advanced commands like find, sd, grep, and so on. And I'll also cover the basics of shell scripting. Okay, so let's get started. Let me log into my terminal. Okay, my terminal is ready and I'm good to go. So what I'll do is in the next couple of videos, I'll first cover all the commands, and once you guys get familiar with them, we'll then move on to the shell scripting part. Okay, so let's begin with our first command. See, we always want to start learning any new programming language by writing the hello world program, right? So let us try to do the same sort of thing here also. Of course, we are not going to write a program, but we would be writing a command that displays the string hello world onto the console. And the command for doing that is echo. So the syntax of this command is echo followed by double quotes, and here we are going to put the string that we are interested in, uh, and let me close that double quotes and hit enter. Okay, so it gave me the string hello world which I have enclosed within the double quotes. Okay, so this specific command is very useful when you are writing the shell script. So if you want to know what exactly is happening inside your shell script, or if you want to track the progress of your script by printing some meaningful information onto the screen, then you can go ahead and use this echo command. Okay, so that's about echo command. So we will move on with our second command, which is called as hostname. So this command displays the name of the system that uh, you're working on, or name of the system that you're connecting to. Okay, so when I hit enter, it gave me G, which is the name of my local system, right? So if you are running this command by connecting to any of the remote server, then you'll be getting the name of that respective system as the output. Okay, and let's move on to the next command, which is who am I. Okay, so this specific command gives us the ID that we are using to log into the system, or the ID that we are using to log into any of the remote system. Okay, so my local system ID is Mahantesh, which is what I'm getting as the output. Okay, so we got to know the command for connecting, the command for knowing the name of remote system, the ID that we are using to connect to that system, right? Now let us try to understand where exactly we are in currently, or in which directory I'm running all these commands. So if you had a GUI, probably you could have gone to the address bar to figure out your current directory, or even you could have used the browse folder option to find it out, right? But here everything is a black screen, and everything needs to be figured out by running the commands. Okay, but you have command for doing each and everything, okay, that you do in a GUI. So to understand where exactly you are currently, you can use the command pwd, which stands for present working directory. Okay, or it is also called as current working directory. So it gives you the path of your current working directory, right? So let me go ahead and hit enter. So it's showing me that right now I'm under the root directory, right? The root directory is indicated by slash. So that's about pwd, guys. Now we will move on to one of the widely used Unix commands, which is ls. So this command stands for list files, and it gives you the list of all the objects which are present in a directory. Okay, so it gives you a list of files, list of folders, and if you have any soft links inside that folder, uh, you'll be getting that also. Okay, so the syntax for this command is ls followed by the directory where you want to look into, right? Uh, if you want to, before giving some of the directory, let us try to understand what is there in our current directory. So to do that, you can pass the option dot, which indicates the correct directory, or you can simply run ls command. Okay, so when I hit enter, it give me all the files and directories under my current directory, right? So S just and one notice one more thing that all the files have been sorted in an alphabetical order. So the ones that are starting with B is appearing at the beginning, and the ones that are starting with U is appearing at the end. So that is the default behavior of ls command. It orders the file according to their name in an ascending order, basically, right? So that's the functionality of ls command. And there are whole bunch of options one can pass to this ls commands, based on which the output varies slightly, right? So the first option is ls-l, which stands for long list of files. Okay, so when I hit enter, it gave me the same list of objects that I got with a simple ls commands, but along with that I'm getting some additional information also, right? So if I look into each of these columns, then the first column indicates the privileges that are associated to this file. Okay, so if we go little deeper into the first column, it's again broken down into two parts. So the very first character indicates whether it is a file or it's a folder or it's a link. Okay, so if it is starting with D, then it is a directory or a folder. If it is starting with hyphen, then we can call that the object is a file, and if it is starting with L, then it is a link. Of course, we don't have any links in this folder. Probably I'll show you it a little later. I'll try to create a link, and I'll show you how exactly it gets represented. Okay, so that's about the first character. Now the next set of characters in the first column itself gives you the privileges that are associated to this object. Okay, uh, it tells you, what a owner of this file can do, what the group can do, and what others will be able to do on this particular object. Um, okay, I think I'll skip these details for now, and we will look into this in detail a little later when we see chmod command. Okay, so that's about the first column. Then the second column indicates the number of physical links which are present under this object, and the third column gives you the owner of the object. The fourth column gives you the group that the owner is part of. So the fifth column gives the size of the file in terms of byte. So this particular file git-bash.exe is of 146,000 bytes, and the next file git-cmd.exe is 140,000 bytes. Okay, and the zero indicates that it is a 0 byte file or a directory which doesn't contain anything. Okay, so the next set of columns indicates when this object was modified for the very last time, right? So it gives you the timestamp that's associated to the object, and the last column gives you the object name. So that's about ls-l option. And again, notice one more thing, that the files have been sorted in the same alphabetical order similar to ls command, because it's an extension of ls command with some additional information associated to that. Okay, so that's about ls-l. So we will then move on to the next option, which is ls-t. So what this command does, okay, I'll pass ls-lt so that you will clearly understand the functionality of -t option. So what this -t option gives us, it orders the file according to their modified timestamp. Okay, so the default behavior of ls command is it arranges the file according to their names. Okay, but -t is arranging them according to their modified timestamp. So if you can see here, the files that have been modified uh, on August 9, 2016 is appearing at the end, and the ones which are modified recently, that's today, are appearing in the beginning. Okay, so it's arranging the files in the uh, ascending order of their modified time. So that's ls-t. Now there's one more option called ls-r. So what this option does is it reverses the default order in which the files are getting displayed. Okay, so when I hit enter, so if you see here now the files, so ls-l arranges the files according to their names, right? But -r swapped that order. So what I did is the ones which are starting with U are appearing at the beginning, and the ones which are starting with B are appearing at the end, right? So it's a complete reverse of what we got with a simple ls-l option. So it's just changing that order. Now, if we pass this ls-l option with T, then it should sort the files according to their modified timestamp, but in a reverse order. So if you can see here, it's a reverse of what we had got earlier with ls-lt. So the file which was modified on August 9, 2016 is appearing at the beginning, whereas the ones which are modified recently are appearing at the end, right? So it again swap that order. So that's about the ls-r option. Now, as I told you earlier, so this column indicates the size of the file in terms of bytes. Okay, so if the size is small enough, then it's easier to figure out. It's easier to figure it out. But if the size of the file grows, then uh, the number of digits would increase, and you find it a little bit difficult to identify the exact size of the file. So to get the size in a better readable format, we can use the option ls-lh. Okay, so h is the option which indicates the human readable format. So when I hit enter, so it converted this size in a more readable format. So it's now saying that is 143 KB, then this is 1.1 megabytes. Okay, so that's about ls-lh. So that's about the ls command and the different options one can pass to this ls command. So at any point of time, if you want to move from one location to other, then we'll be using the command cd. It stands for change directory, and it lets you change your current working directory from one folder to other. And the syntax of this command is cd followed by the new folder name. Okay, so before I move into the new folder, let me figure out if there are any directories under my current directory. Okay, so I'll move on to the folder /user. So I'll say cd followed by usr. Okay, and when I hit enter and do a pwd on this, it's showing me /user as the current working directory. Okay, so I moved from the root directory / to the new folder usr. And if you have noticed here, the complete path of user is /user, but I did not give /user when I did a cd. That is because user is one of the subdirectories of cd, and I just have to give its relative path. But if you want to move to a new location, which is completely outside your current directory, then you'd be giving its complete path, which is also called as absolute path. So let me try to move to the folder desktop, and if I'm not wrong, it's present under c/users/desktop. Okay, I think it's not there. So let me first go to user folder, right? And if I do ls-lt here, okay, so I'll try to move to the public folder. Okay, cd public, and when I do a pwd on this, so it shows me that currently I'm under the public folder. So I moved from /c/user to /c /c/bin to /c/user/public by giving its absolute path. Okay, now if you want to go one level up from the current directory, then we would be using cd followed by double dots. Okay, so what it did is it took me from public folder to its parent folder, which is users. Now, if you want to move multiple folders, then you'd be using those many number of dots followed by the forward slash. So I'll say cd slash double dots followed by forward slash followed by double dots. Yes, so it took me 2 levels up from uh, the users folder, which is nothing but the root directory. Okay, so that's about cd dot dot. Now, if you want to go back to your previous directory, then you don't have to remember where exactly you were earlier, or you don't have to give its path also. There's a way to do that, and that is called a cd space hyphen. Okay, so it took me from root directory to the user directory again. So that's about cd slash. Now, if you want to go to the home directory of your user ID, then you'd be saying cd tilde. Okay, and if I say pwd, it shows that I'm under my home directory. So every user would be given a home directory, and that would be represented by a tilde symbol. Okay, so you just have to say cd followed by tilde symbol. So that's about the change directory. Now, see, all this while we worked on the pre-existing directories, right? So be it user folder, be it C or public or Mahantesh, they all existed even before I logged into the terminal. But if you want to create a new directory, place some files under that, and if you want to play around that, then you'd be using a command mkdir. Okay, it stands for make directory, and the syntax for this is mkdir followed by the new directory name. So let's call that new directory name as directory 1. Okay, and hit enter. So let's go and see if the directory has been created by using ls-lit command. Yes, directory 1 has been created. Okay, so that's how you create a directory. Now, if you want to create a chain of directories, something like directory 2 inside directory 1, then directory 3 inside directory 2, the straight way of doing that is you create individual directories using the make directory command and getting inside each of them. But that takes a long time, because if you have a whole bunch of directories to be created, or when you're setting up your environment for the very first time, then it becomes a tedious process, right? So, but there's a command which helps you in creating a list of directories in a single command, and that's called as mkdir hyphen p, and you say what directories you want to create. Okay, so I'll say directory 1 because that's where I want the new directories to be created. Then I'll give the new directory name and I call it as directory 2. Inside that I want directory 3 to be created. Okay, let me hit enter. So let's go and check if the directories 2 and 3 have been created. When I say ls hyphen l, I'm sorry. Okay, it's ls hyphen l. Okay, so before that, I'll get into directory 1. Okay, so directory 1 is existing. Of course, we had created it in the previous command. And if I do a ls here, yes, we have directory 2 here. Let me go inside directory 2 to see if 3 has been created. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, directory 3 has been created. So that is how you create multiple directories or a chain of directories in a single step by using the option -p. See, we created the directories, but if you want to remove any of the unwanted directories, you want to delete the directories, then you'd be using the command rmdir followed by the directory name. So I'll try to delete directory 3. Okay, and if I do a ls on this, it should not be showing me directory 3. Yes, directory 3 has been removed. Now, if I want to remove directory 2 and directory 1 in a single step, the way we created multiple directories in a single step, then we will have to use the command. Okay, before that, let me go out of this directory 2 and directory 1. Okay, and I'd be saying rmdir hyphen r, which is nothing but recursively delete all the contents of a directory. Okay, so I'll say directory 1, remove directory. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just rm command, not remove directory. Okay. So what it does is it recursively removes everything that is present in a folder and then it removes your directory. So this option is very useful when you want to flush out everything or flush out everything inside a directory along with that directory, be it a file or a set of folders. So we'll be using rm-r option. Okay, so that's about creating a directory and deleting a directory. Okay, so that's all in this video, guys. In next video, we would be seeing the set of commands that are meant for working on files. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.